Boston's Mayor Michelle Wu is our guest this morning. Let's go on the record. A fresh administration facing challenges, both new and old. The city's trailblazing mayor has been tested in her first months in office, and this morning we get a progress report. Let's go on the record.
From WCVB Channel 5, the inside word from Washington to Beacon Hill. Today's newsmakers are going on the record.
Welcome to OTR. I'm Ed Harding, along with News Center 5's political reporter Janet Wu. It's great to have you with us this morning, and we are pleased to have Boston Mayor Michelle Wu with us this morning. She is a Democrat. She's the first woman to be elected mayor of Boston, officially taking office last November. She previously served on the Boston City Council, a resident of Rosendale, a graduate of Harvard and Harvard Law School as well. It's great to have you with us. And forgive the question off the top. Now that you have the job, do you like the job?
I love the job.
You love the job.
I love
Good.
the job.
Okay.
Well, it's wonderful to have you here, and I hate on this really gorgeous weekend to bring up some tough issues, but the first one is tough. It's violent crime. It's a growing problem here in Boston, including younger children as perpetrators. What's your answer? What's your solution to what's going on right now?
You know, we're a city that in some ways has been blessed and fortunate after a lot of hard work over many decades to be in a different trend line than many other major cities. As we have seen public safety incidents rise across the country, Boston, in fact, has been on the opposite track if you look at the data overall. Now, that's not to say that any individual instance, there's no excuse, and we want to make sure that in every single corner of the city, every street, there's absolute baseline of safety. But overall, the numbers look like they have been, and last year was historic low during the pandemic. We're looking to keep that going, provide the programming, the funding, the resources, the community partnerships. We know that's what works in Boston, and frankly, our city has been a national leader in how to make sure that community relationships really drive our public safety and public health.
But when you see children as perpetrators, that must worry you. And is there some sort of strategy that needs to be put in place to prevent something like that from becoming a growing problem in the city?
Yeah, you can visit any school in Boston. If you stop by the school nurse's office, they will tell you that the instance and frequency and depth of need when it comes to mental health has been deepened so much during the pandemic, and the wait lists are long. And so we are coming at this from all different angles. Of course, there needs to be accountability for the adults in some of these young people's lives, and in recent situations, that has been a child by child, family by family strategy where agencies, DCF, the City of Boston, others at the state level have really wrapped around and taken action to get those resources there. But overall, to get at root causes, we need to make sure that all of our young people and their families have the supports they need coming out of the pandemic.
The Boston Police Department is still without a permanent commissioner. Two-part question. How much longer? And is that a contributor to what's going on in the city, do you think? The younger people acting violently, as Janet mentioned?
It's not a contributor. Police Commissioner Greg Long has been an incredible partner to work with, and he knows the department inside out. We're in daily communication and feel that all the pieces are moving in the right direction here. We are actually, applications just closed for the police commissioner and the school superintendent this weekend. And so we're now in the phase of our search committees looking towards vetting, interviewing, and then making recommendations.
So will we have a new police commissioner, a permanent one, before the summer really gets underway?
That is the goal. The timeline was always to wrap up both processes by June, and right now we're still on track.
And just to complete that circle, the superintendent before the school year starts, would you expect to have in place?
Both of these searches are on the same timeline, so aiming for June.
Next item I want to talk about is former Boston police officer and union head Patrick Rose. He was recently sentenced for raping 6 children over a quarter of a century. The full 103-page report on what happened, who knew what, who knew it when, never released by either Mayors Janey or Walsh. Will you release it?
Basic transparency is a key function to even know where the issues are. And for every instance that becomes identified in the media, my natural question is, what do we not know deeper within the system, and how do we ensure that the protocols across the entire system are there so that we're not playing whack-a-mole and chasing after things that come to light, but prevent them to begin with. Our new Office of Police Accountability and Transparency has just gotten stood up this year. We have a full board on the Civilian Review Board side, on the Internal Affairs Accountability side, and so our director, Stephanie Everett, has been leading those entities to get trained, get set, and start taking cases now. This summer, they will be out in full force. There are many, many community outreach projects planned so that once our residents know how to reach out, they'll be able to take on these retroactive issues as well as forward-looking
Have you
ones.
read the 103-page report?
I have not seen a larger report. I've just seen the redacted versions.
Will you look at it unredacted?
I've learned that in many of these instances, there are specific rules about who can read which versions of the redactions.
But you're the mayor. I would think that
even our civilian review board members have had to get certain certifications to be able to access that material.
So the original question
I'm happy to dig into any of the documents.
The original question was, will you release it? Will you release it?
Public.
I am going to ensure that our Office of Police Accountability and Transparency takes this on along with other issues and makes their best recommendation for how we move forward.
Let's move over to the North End. 4 North End restaurant owners are suing you personally for $7,500 fee that you're charging for outdoor dining permits. Yet nearly 90% of last year's permit owners in that neighborhood are paying the fee so that they can serve their clients or their patrons outside. Is there more at play here than just dining permits?
We've done a couple walkthroughs already of the North End outdoor dining scene. I was just there yesterday surveying the lines and if everybody was up to code and how the spaces looked. It looks great out there, and this weekend when the weather's finally nicer, our restaurant owners were telling me they are quite excited for what that will mean for their recovery. Each of the restaurant owners involved here already are operating. They have paid the fee, they are part of the program, and this is a long road to get here. We had many months of public conversations with restaurant owners and residents. This is a neighborhood that's unlike any other in the city, and the density of everyone being close together and more restaurants per capita than anywhere else in the state. This is how we make it work in this neighborhood.
To go back to my original question, do you think there's more at play here than just dining permits, in other words, outdoor dining permits? Is there something else? Is there another motivation that's involved here?
You know, restaurants have gone through a lot. Our small business owners have experienced so much during the pandemic, and we are living in a world where I think we're still trying to put together the pieces of the pandemic. We're doing everything we can on the city side to support our small businesses, make sure that we can offer outdoor dining in a way that works for every single neighborhood. But it's going to take time. I know that people are still looking to get back up on their feet, and we're trying to ease that transition.
But you're pretty confident you're going to win these lawsuits if they even get much further?
This is a permit that is discretionary from the city. There's no guaranteed right for anyone to be able to take over the street and put anything they want on there. That is a core function of government. And so we are looking to use our public space, including our streets and sidewalks, in a way that benefits everyone, support our small businesses, bring people out and about, enjoy the beauty of our neighborhoods, and so we feel pretty good.
Let's talk about the world that we live in now. The U.S. Supreme Court judges are now getting a taste of what you've been facing since you took office. Protesters have been at your home. Protesters are at the justices' homes. So, do you have an issue with the protesters outraged with the expected reversing of Roe and Casey? Do you have an issue with the protesters?
You know, I think, like millions of Americans, am furious about where we are right now, that there's a chance that my personal decisions about my body and that the world that my kids and their peers will experience could be, in fact, going backwards from what my parents and grandparents had in front of them. And that is a terrifying thought. And so people are deservedly, justifiably angry. And it says something about our country and our system right now, where so many from all different sides feel that the best way is to make sure that we are challenging every bit of it. You know, in Boston, we have put some reasonable protections for quality of life and for neighbors who are living in their private homes. And so we have a 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. restriction on targeted residential picketing at someone's home that has been quite effective.
Should they protest at the justices' homes? Yes or no? What do you think?
I personally,
do they have the right to protest?
Having experienced 4 months straight of people being outside my home, it did not change my mind about what I was trying to do. I think it's a sad reflection on where we are, that so many feel that this is the only way to make a difference. And in this case, we have a fringe group of unelected individuals about to overturn 5 decades of settled law that the majority of this country believes should stay in place. And so we're really at desperate times for our democracy.